Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Lightning back bringing you guys another Destiny Top 5. Guys, in today's Top 5, we're going to be going over the top 5 locations here in the Plaguelands. I made a top 5 for all the planets in Destiny, and if you guys want to check those videos out, links will be in the description below. But guys, without further ado, let's get straight into this top 5. Coming in at our number 5 spot, we got Lord's Watch. Now this is the starting location on the Plaguelands, and it's got everything you need. It got public events, so if you want to get them legendary marks, you can do that. It's a very good place in the Plaguelands to farm for chests and planet materials, and actually some of the chests in the Lord's Watch are actually booby trapped, and I think that's pretty cool. You don't see that in any other location in Destiny. It has tons of enemies to kill. There's also those Broadmothers to kill, so if you need an intel relay, you got the Broadmothers there. The Lord's Watch is a very small location, but it's also the starting location here in the Plaguelands, and if you need to drop in and do something real quick, you can do that, and it's a great location for that. And guys, that's the reason it comes in at our number 5 spot. Coming in at our number 4 spot, guys, we have the Divide. Now, the Divide was a great location back in the old Cosmodrome, and I am glad to see that got remade because it's a great location here in the Plaguelands. And honestly, the Divide was one of the first locations you see in Destiny. Like, I remember booting up Destiny 3 years ago, and this is one of the first locations you ever see. I have to say, it's a really cool remake. You see this big hole in the wall, and you also see that downed walker in the middle of it. And it just has that cool aging look to it. It has that feeling of Destiny's kind of aging and the world's kind of evolving. I really like that about this location. This location is also really action-packed. There's a lot of enemies to shoot. And I think the Siva Fallen are a little bit smarter than the normal Fallen back in the old Cosmodrome. And it really complements this location because there's just so much action, just so many enemies to fight. The Divide also has the Devil Walker public event, which helps keep this location really action-packed. I really like the Divide back in the old Cosmodrome, and I'm glad to see it remade back here in the Plaguelands, and I have to say it's really good in the Plaguelands, and guys, that's why it comes in at our number 4 spot. Coming in at our number 3 spot, we have the Giant Husk. Now this thing is huge, like Donald Trump huge, alright? I think it's probably the biggest patrol location ever in Destiny. What I really love about the Giant Husk is that there's multiple levels. It gives really cool gameplay variety, and it also adds a little bit exploration to this location. Another thing that adds exploration to the Giant Husk is that there's a giant boat in the middle of it, and you can go inside the boat and explore a little bit, and that's what I really like about the Giant Husk. It's one of the only locations in Patrol that really encourages exploration. The multiple levels also add in some gameplay variety, like you can get up on the topper levels, and you can also put some sniper fire down, which adds in a lot of cool gameplay variety, especially in public events. I think the Giant Husk is one of the coolest locations here in Destiny, and guys, that's the reason it comes in at our number 3 spot. Coming in at our number 2 spot on this list, guys, we have the Archon Forge. Archon Forge is by far the most action-packed location in the Plaguelands. Not only is Archon Forge super action-packed and fun, but it's also a very rewarding experience. In Patrol, there's really nothing that helps you level up and get good gear, which is really unfortunate. But the Archon Forge is a fun and action-packed way to level up and help you get good gear. I do think the Court of Oryx plays a lot better than the Archon Forge, but the main reason for that is that the Archon Forge is located in a really bad spot in the Plaguelands. Court of Oryx, you could just be patrolling around the Dreadnought and eventually you would find the Court of Oryx. But the Archon's Forge, it's really isolated and you need to know where you're going in the Plaguelands in order to find it. Since the location is super hard to find, there isn't a lot of people to matchmake in the Archon's Forge, so a lot of time when you want to do Archon's Forge, you're there by yourself for a little bit, and then you eventually will match up with other players. I have to say, gameplay wise, Archon's Forge is way better than the Court of Oryx. I did like Court of Oryx, don't don't get me wrong, but the Archon Forge is just so rewarding. It's super fun and super action packed. I think it's one of the best events in Destiny. It's one of my favorite things to now do in Destiny. The reason Archon Forge isn't at our #1 spot is because it's just super hard to find for normal players that don't know their way around the Plaguelands, and when you do find it, it's normally going to be empty just because of where it's at, and it's so hard to find, and just a lot of people don't know that you're doing it when they are patrolling around. It is sad to see where it's located at because it's super hard to find, but it's really rewarding and a lot of fun, and that's the reason it comes at our #2 spot. Coming in at our #1 spot, guys, in today's video, this is going to be the Archon's Keep. The Archon Keep is the #1 location in the Plaguelands in my personal opinion. The Archon's Forge was super close, but just where it's located at is a big hindrance, and it just affects the gameplay. But the Archon's Keep, I think, is the #1 location. Number one, it's just super cool. The aesthetics are super cool. It has this apocalyptic look to it. Another thing that I like about it that's kind of small is that it has a lava pit kind of thing, and you can hurt enemies with it. And you kind of play a little mini game where you make the enemies stand on the fire and it kills them. I don't know, it's something fun to do when you're bored. It has everything that makes a good patrol location in Destiny. It has lots of enemies to kill, it's good for farming materials and getting chests, and it's also action packed, and there's also public events. I think the War Sat and Devil Walker public events can happen here. I really like the Archon's Keep. It's a subtle location and the aesthetic of it is really cool. And guys, that's the reason it comes in at our #1 spot. I hope you guys enjoyed this Destiny top 5. I put a lot of work into it and stuff, and I try to make it really good because this is my first video I've made in 2017, and I thought I'd make it a little bit special, and I think this is my last Destiny like top 5 locations. I went through all the planets, and if you guys want to check those videos out, there's a link in the description below. But this is my last one, and I want to make this one the best top 5 locations. And guys, I think I'm going to do a lot more Destiny top 5s on my channel. They're a lot of fun to make, and then overall I just like Destiny. It's probably one of my favorite games. But with all that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Guys, I'll see y'all in the next one.